How you doing, Bobby? Hood Rubino, Devil's Digest. I know the passing has been a little bit on a roller coaster this season. When you evaluate just about the half mark of the season, what are your thoughts about the peaks and valleys of this passing game so far?
First, I think we're a good football team. So whether we're passing or running the ball, winning is definitely the utmost importance, and as we all know that. But passing-wise, I think we're growing. I think we're still very young in that area, including, quarterback and receivers, and especially in the receivers room. We're still young, so we've had many opportunities that we didn't capitalize on, but we have done some really good things as well. So I think we're taking strides each week, and it's really, as long as we're helping our team win, I think that's our most important focus.
Hey, Bobby. Chris Cartman, Son of a Source. With Johnny out, you guys have moved some other guys around and getting some expanded roles. How has that gone, and what do you think about how that might help you guys moving forward?
I think it's an unfortunate situation. You get your guy hurt like that, but what it does is create opportunities for others that might not have had it if Johnny was, healthy. So with that said, I think our guys have definitely stepped up to the challenge, especially Ricky having to move from inside to outside. Not only that, but also LV and Elijah and Chad and guys that are just coming along. So I think it's really good for them to see too, like how football actually works. Like you're one guy away, one injury away, one play away from having your opportunity. So I think it helped us all refocus on understanding the details and not talking about wanting the opportunity, but here is the opportunity and then capitalizing on it. So I think it helps everybody, even though it's an unfortunate situation with John being hurt.
Bobby, you mentioned that you guys are a good football team. You have 5 games left. How do you go from being good to being a team that can win the South? What needs to happen to get to that level? Not just as a group, but as a team.
Yeah, we need to really eliminate, our mistakes. And I know you hear Coach Herm talk about that a lot, but when you're a young team like we are in some areas, some areas we're experienced as well, but there's so many of these opportunities that are very small, minor details that really change the outcome of the game. And, even good teams know how to finish as well. And that's something that we learned 2 weeks ago with Utah, is being able to, be up at a half and then continue to exert our will on a team. And that's what the really, really good teams do. So beyond just, finding a way to make sure we finish the game, we also got to find the process, which is paying attention to those details that actually make a difference within the game, those small inches, those small yards that will help us, be victorious at the end.
And to kind of piggyback off that, Coach, when coming into bye, obviously off a tough loss is a tough thing to do, but did it come at a good time? I mean, especially for the receiver room, like you're saying, guys kind of changing around, but how did that week off help you kind of install for Washington State and get ready for them?
Yeah, you would love to win going into a week off, but fortunately for us with the injuries and how guys were, needing guys to get back at this point of the season, it really was going to work out well for us. And it's all determines on how we play this Saturday. So I thought we had a really good week of preparation for the younger guys, and they got some more reps and some more experience. And, hopefully we can get the guys back that we were anticipating getting back, and they play at a high level.
And then with your experience too, obviously the turmoil they've had with their coaching staff, does that make it a little bit tougher to prepare for them, knowing obviously they can't change what they want to do on defense, but just with a new coach taking over, does that make it a little tougher to prepare?
It kind of does. For us, it'll be more about what we do, when we, being able to be good at what we do. And we obviously it does affect who we're game planning for, and, there's changes in coaches and coordinators. So, it helps. It helps to know, but at the same time, it's still focusing on what we need to do to get better.
I asked this question of Herm and Zach. Receivers are still kind of a young group. So when adversity hits you guys within games, what are some of the keys to overcoming that and making sure you guys are still engaged and have the right attitude?
Yeah, you really got to trust your training. You really got to go back to your technique. It's the same thing with any point within the game. As fatigue sets in, not only just if we're up or if we're losing or what the situation might be, but when you're tired, you don't think the same. So a lot of it has to do with how we prepare for the week, pushing them to a point to where they can, push that threshold. And not only that, but being able to understand the actual moment that's happening and then staying within it and not letting it be too big for you. So, I think as a group, we do a decent job at that. And the more we get put in pressure situations, the more we'll find out about our group. But I think we got a group that's very resilient, and they're very much about moving forward and being progressive. And I just really encourage them to continue to do that, and understanding that there'll be more opportunities, and the ones that you get, you got to capitalize.
So, Bobby, I know that Zach Hill in the beginning of the season said that he would like to find a go-to wide receiver, and maybe for a little bit, especially that UCLA game, looks like Ricky was the guy. But, I mean, do you feel that the go-to wide receiver is still something that this team needs to establish down the stretch, or maybe sometimes folks might make a little too much of it, because as long as the group is producing as a whole, it doesn't matter if you got one consistent wide receiver from Saturday to Saturday?
Yeah, you want them all to be consistent, and you definitely wish that they all can have the same amount of opportunities. It's just not how the game works, and especially within our offense. And we're really focused on putting the best guys out there at the time, whether it be our running backs or our receivers or tight ends. So we're really focused as a coaching staff to make sure we're getting the guys in the right places. So one guy might stand out one week, another guy might stand out the next week. In general, they are all being pushed to be the guy. And they all need to be focused on that and want to be that. And if we continue to do that, all them small opportunities, there won't be no misses. And as long as we keep capitalizing on that, there'll be even more bigger plays and opportunities to be made.
Brittany with PHNX Sports. So there's a lot of really young guys on this year's team. What are you doing to make sure that they're able to still enjoy playing in this homecoming game, but be present in the moment and get the job done?
Yeah, I think we bring a lot of good energy, as a staff too, and especially in my room. I really feel like I relate well to the boys, and just let them understand that life is bigger than football. So, it should be fun, and it should be fun. And when it's not, then you could really kind of find those reasons why, and a lot of it probably falls on that individual. Are they preparing the right way, and are they having the right attitude towards practice and the things that are going to make you successful on Saturday, or are they just kind of going through the motions? So I think they are getting a better understanding of my energy and my expectations for the room, which is about preparation and being professional. And then when we get on the football field, there's nothing I can do at that point. It's strictly on them. And so I think they understand that they're the players and we're the coaches, and they're the ones that are going to have to help us and allow us to win.
Bobby, style-wise or personnel-wise, what stands out about Washington State?
What was the first part?
Style-wise or personnel-wise?
Personnel-wise, just talking about their back end, they got two good corners. Two guys that are big. They're going to be the biggest group that we've seen. Both of them are in the 6'2" to 6'3", long guys, very experienced. So they're really good at route recognition, and they played a lot of football. So we got to be really sharp on our technique, which is going to be real important. And then more importantly, don't get in a rush, just let the game come to you, and don't feel like you got to do more than what you need to do. But they're a good football team. That's I've been up to Pullman before. That's a tough place to be and a tough place to play football. And, they're tough. We're going to probably get their best game that they've had all year, and we got to be ready for that.